Hello and welcome to my video, all about how to do large left-leaning decreases. A large decrease is where you reduce the number of stitches on your needles by more than one or two in one go. Normally you'd do a single decrease like an SSK or an SKPO, or you'd do a double decrease like an SSSK or an SK2PO. However, today I'm going to show you how to decrease by 3, 4 or more stitches in one go. I've already done some knitting because I've already filmed a video about how to do large right-leaning decreases, so you can just ignore what I've already done. So I'm just going to knit a few stitches now and then show you the large decrease. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is slip all of the stitches knitwise that you want to remove from the needles. So to slip a stitch knitwise, you just take your right hand needle up through the stitch as if to knit, but instead of knitting it, you just slip it off the end of the needle. And then you repeat that as many times as you wish. I want to decrease by 3, so I'm going to slip 3 stitches knitwise. Once you've done that, you just need to do a regular knit stitch. And for the last step, you use your left needle to pick up the second stitch down on the right hand needle, take it over the knit stitch above and drop it off the end of the needle. And you repeat this until all of the stitches that you slipped have been dropped off the end of the needle. So in my case, I need to do this 3 times. This decrease is a triple decrease because we're reducing the number of stitches by 3. You might notice that for every dropped stitch, you get a left-leaning strand of yarn on the front of your knitting. And we'll look a bit more closely at this later on. And because I'm doing stockinette stitch, I then just knit the rest of this row and then purl the next row. Okay, so I'll just knit a few stitches as before, and then I'll show you that method again, except this time I'll be decreasing by 4 stitches rather than 3. Right, so I begin by slipping 4 stitches knitwise. So again, the right hand needle goes up through that top stitch as if to knit, and you just slip that stitch off the needle. Then it's a knit stitch, and finally you use your left hand needle to pick up each of those slip stitches, take them over the knit stitch and drop them off the end of the needle. In each case you take the second stitch over the first, and in my case I do that 4 times. And that's it, I've now decreased by 4 stitches. I'm now just going to knit the rest of this row and purl the next row before showing you what these decreases look like from the front of the knitting. As I mentioned before, for each stitch that you decrease by, you'll get a diagonal strand of yarn, as you can see here. The decrease at the top has 4 strands of yarn, and the decrease at the bottom has 3. Obviously, the more stitches that you decrease by, the more visible the decrease will be. Also note that because you're wrapping a few stitches around one stitch, you get a little hole in your work. I don't think these holes look that bad, but normally you'll do this kind of decrease in lace knitting. That way you can blend the holes in with the rest of your work. And that's it, that's how you do large left-leaning decreases. I really hope this video has been helpful to you, and thank you very much for watching.